the New Orleans Riverfront. Gleaming brightly along the Mississippi here tonight. It's Saturday night and live on 2K Sports. Hey, Dave.
Kevin.
And David, as most people know, you went to American, so I get it. Class in session. Thanks, D.A. And the starting group for the Spurs. And for the Pelicans, Ingram and Williamson are the forwards. Jones is out there with McCollum, and it's Valanciunas in at the center filling out the middle. And the travel in the NBA just exhausting, Clark. It's just incredible how many miles these teams rack up, how many miles these players fly.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Kevin. And charter flights certainly help. But, man, I tell you, the season is 7 months long. And you're on planes probably 60% of that time. Whether you're going back and forth from a home road trip, whatever. It's a lot of wear and tear, but it is part of the business. And guys do learn how to adjust and be ready to do their jobs at a high level in spite of it.
Here's Jones following the basket by Kyrie Irving.
You know, with that kind of height mismatch, you've got to send help defensively.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Spurs. About 1 minute into the first quarter. And here we go. Williamson heading to the hoop. Got a piece of it. Here's San Antonio. The kick out to Irving. Shot on the wing and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
It sure was textbook, and Irving is fantastic in the screen roll. A solid decision maker in these sets, and he also can put it in the basket himself if he needs to.
Valanciunas, good, and the assist goes to Williamson.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here is Irving. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far tonight. He's covered by Ingram. Takes it inside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far.
And the speed Ingram has makes him a nightmare for defenses in pick and rolls. I mean, he constantly keeps them on skates and wondering what's next.
Now, here's Hunter. Coming off a solid outing against Indiana. Gafford, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Only 1 miss in the first 5 attempts, clearly failing.
Ingram outside. New Orleans moving it around. McCollum outside. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Well, Ingram has been an all-star because he doesn't have to dominate the ball to score. He's a sharp shooter who's very efficient in his offensive game.
That's 3-pointers off the mark.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Well, a lot of teams are going smaller these days, but big man Jonas Valanciunas still earning steady minutes year after year.
Efficient scoring and a presence on the glass. He's able to punish teams.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam King. And that one's good. Ingram.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
He's is covered by Ingram, and it goes down 2 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now McCollum still looking for his first bucket in this one. Jones dishes to McCollum. Fires the 3. It's good from long range.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
The pass to Hunter. Outside Irving. Shot clock at 6. And he drives in, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Irving's got 6.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
You know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Williamson kicks to Jones. Back to Williamson. Pass to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And as we've watched him develop, Zion has steadily improved his passing ability.
To the middle. Here's Gafford.
Yeah, wait on the play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul. Stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And New Orleans going with a whole new group out there. When you look at Zion Williamson's impressive scoring output, what also strikes you, Greg, is his field goal percentage.
Yeah, I mean, this guy hits at just around 60%. Safe to say Zion isn't wasting many looks. He just attacks inside where men can slow him down.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists. And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Here's Daniels, and Whiteside sends it back.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
Daniels passes to Graham. Hayes down low. Whiteside's there. Graham with the bucket.
That is a big-time play by Graham, fighting through the contact. I tell you, he's not a very big guy, but he's stronger than he looks.
Pass to Vassell. Kept alive. Good, nice job down low. And the Spurs lead by 1. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Out left of the wing. Passes to Alvarado. Tries from 10. Rebounded by the Spurs. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. So it's the Pelicans now. Graham surveying the floor. The shot, no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Vassell, the pass to Najee.
New Orleans foul. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Wesley with the ball. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Najee, no good. For New Orleans, they've gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Murphy with the steal. And New Orleans pushing it up now. And Whiteside sends it back.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Here's Wesley, covered by Hayes. with the drive, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Here's Najee. He's guarded by Murphy. Shot clock at 3. Here's Wesley. It's tipped, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here's Graham. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half-and-half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And that one misses. Deflects the pass, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
There's 47 seconds left here in the first quarter. Graham, the teardrop falls in. Graham's got his second basket of the night.
Smart shot selection by Graham, using the floater to keep his shot just out of the reach of the defense.
Here's Wesley. Here's Najee. Here's Whiteside. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. For New Orleans, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. He hits the second from the line. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Irving passes to Gafford. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Spurs up 4. From New Orleans, back in a moment. Well, plenty of firepower. But Kyrie Irving committed to...
I wouldn't be able to do it without our bigs.
Now it's been a real focus, hasn't it, Greg, for them to tighten things up defensively?
And it's a collective effort. So even the scorers have to be engaged and exert themselves in order to get stops.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you know, you have a guy in there blocking a bunch of shots or multiple players blocking shots. It causes the offense to think twice when they go up for shots in there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for New Orleans right now, they've got Jackson Hayes, and it's Daniels in at the 3.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Graham defending, 5 on the clock. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Back to Daniels. Hayes dishes to Daniels. That shot, no good. Hunter with some nice defense. Irving surveying the floor. Inside. Now the pass to Gafford. Frame defending. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. 8 points for him.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And more than one observer, Greg, has called Irving the most entertaining player in the game. What do you think?
A lot of competition for that distinction. But Irving does some things that no one else can, at least at his level. And then you never know when he's going to give us a juicy soundbite.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by, and it's Ingram missing.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
That one goes in.
And it's his decision-making. Hunter looking like a surgeon the way he operated that pick and roll.
Williamson finds Ingram. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Williamson in the post. Covered by Gafford. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And how about the awareness Hunter possesses, understands when one of his guys has an opportunity.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you for the baton, Kevin. Kyrie Irving, of course, marches to the beat of his own drum. At times, that might rub people the wrong way. But Kyrie says, I've learned lessons from it. That's the most beautiful and exciting part, just the growth. What I'm saying is, it's always been bigger than the game for me. And guys, you have to respect his willingness to go it alone.
You do indeed, D.A. Thank you for that portrait. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. And the NBA shifting the rules. We're seeing record-setting scoring. But, Clark, some think the officiating has shifted too far in the offense's favor. What do you think?
Well, I can certainly understand that sentiment, Kevin. It has created a circumstance where the offense does have the upper hand. That's always been the case, but it's tilted more so that way. But I think it's good for the game. Basketball is a contact game, but it's not a wrestling match. So I don't have a problem with the way the game is officiated as it is right now.
Here's Williamson, and Williamson throws it down.
That's just all Zion. But once he gets that close, he's zoned in on capitalizing no matter what.
And the basket is good. Irving's got the lead up to 14 now for the Spurs.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Ingram. San Antonio with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Kicks to Irving. Over Valanciunas. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. We're seeing a lot of top high school players opting for the G League over college now, Greg. What's your advice to top young players on their path to the NBA?
Well, Kevin, I think you just answered it. It's their path. And I don't think the same path is right for everybody. There are going to be a lot of talented young men and women who want to go to college for the experience, you know, for the environment, for the networking, right? You're going to make some of the best friends you'll ever have on a college campus. Having said that, though, some kids aren't into college, aren't into school. They want to just go and pursue their passion and their craft. And that's why I think the G League and the developmental leagues that are out there are so good for these young players.
Ingram passes to Valanciunas, and it's blocked, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. And And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for San Antonio. They've led by as many as 14 points. Now, here's Hunter. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
And stolen by Hunter. Irving for three. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
For San Antonio, they have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
To the inside. Whiteside, good. Whiteside's got 6.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
McCollum kicks to Williamson. Will it go? And it's Ingram missing.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Irving passes to Najee. Back to Irving. Takes a 3. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Tell you what, I don't think there's been a single shot that Irving has wanted and didn't get so far.
Here's McCollum. The rebound by the Spurs. Whiteside's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Cullen passes to Ingram. Over Hunter. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
McCollum against Whiteside. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. He's got 8.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Yeah, you said the key word there, balanced. I mean, their big lead owes as much to their defense as their offense.
Valanciunas inside. He has 7.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
And these are his 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight. Both teams deciding to change it up. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
And here is Wesley. Pass to Najee. Shoots. Spurs working the ball around now. From outside the arc. The putback. It's good on the putback.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
2 minutes remaining in the first
Graham
half.
dishes to Daniels.
2 minutes.
Over Barnes. And the Pelicans miss again.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Now here's Graham. Tight defense on him. And that one's good. Daniels.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
We've got 1:23 left in the first half of basketball. Najee, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Graham, the pass to Valanciunas. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. New Orleans making a switch here. Murphy's checked in. 1:03 left here in the second.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Najee, good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
Now here's Graham. He's covered closely. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Devin the fifth.
We're having a lot of success from the line here in the second quarter.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Devontae Graham was one of those rare 4-year college players, and he had an incredible second season in the league. Averaged over 18 points and 7 assists per game, proving he's an NBA caliber guard.
Here's Najee. They grab their own miss.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's San Antonio. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He ended up with 17 points, 3 assists.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
On the court right now for the Spurs. And the dunk by Williamson.
And yeah, he's 280 pounds. We've never seen anyone hang in the air like this young man. Williamson is special.
Pass to Hunter. And it's Ingram with the rebound. The Pelicans shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them.
And this may not be the juiciest stat you'll ever get, but the development of Brandon Ingram as a free throw shooter early in his career was shocking.
Shot clock at 5. Lets it go from 14. Valanciunas, good.
Outstanding decision-making by Ingram there, working into the open man. Really good possession.
Pass to Hunter. Back to Irving. He's looking for Williamson and finds him. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. McCollum deciding where to go with it. He takes it in. And the shot no good, a bit short. Greg, as we take a look at Ingram's free throw shooting, he went from a mediocre performer at the line to almost automatic after a few years in the NBA.
And Kevin, it's a testament to the work he's put in. It was an area of his game he had to develop, and he didn't ignore it. And now his aggression on the court pays off with points at the line.
Clearly out of sync to begin this half. 0 for their first 3 attempts.
it just snugs right down through the net.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. To stop the drought. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And when Hunter attacks like that, it really puts the defense in a tough spot. Love it when he takes the initiative.
Pelicans trail by 20. McCollum outside, down low, stripped away. Now Hunter. 6 points for him. To the paint. Some solid defense from Ingram.
Ugh, ugly start. Second half, they missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
And the pass to Valanciunas. Over Hunter. Now here's Valanciunas. Defense right on him. And the shot is good. Valanciunas has got 13.
And every team loves getting a night like this out of their big man. Valanciunas is the biggest lion in the Serengeti.
And the rejection by Gafford. And the basket by McCollum. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. McCollum against Irving. Pass to Hunter. Outside Irving to the inside. Here's Gafford. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists in the game.
And this offense needed that one after 4 misses to start the half.
Inside, here's Williamson, and the dunk by Williamson.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Irving with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. Irving against McCollum. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Williamson. Some changes for New Orleans. Jackson Hayes comes in for Valanciunas. And Daniels subbed in for Jones. 5 to shoot. Over to the wing. Lets it go from deep. And it's Ingram with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Pass to Daniels. New Orleans moving it around. And Hayes kicks to McCollum. Williamson left side. And he drops it in from the low post. And it's 8 points for Zion Williamson.
The shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major or it could be just a slight tweak.
Now, here is Irving. Covered by Hayes. That 3 off the mark.
You know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
And the rejection by Gafford.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Boy, beautiful dime there by Kyrie. We've seen him improve as a passer since he's been in the league.
Here is Daniels. He has 5. Passes it to McCollum. To the wing right side. There's the pass to Daniels. Back to Hayes. The layup missed.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
Diving in. He gets that one.
23.
And the Spurs lead by 18.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Out of hand on it, and he recovers it, and he comes up with the deuce. Spurs leading by 16. He's covered by Daniels. Kicks to Hunter. Down low, taken away by Hayes. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, the number of female officials in the NBA has grown in recent years. Commissioner Adam Silver said we've expanded our pipeline to greatly increase the pool of potential hires. And we've seen encouraging results. There's no reason why we shouldn't have more women as officials, coaches, and basketball executives in our league. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for New Orleans. It's a 14-point game. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
New Orleans making some changes here. Murphy's checked in. And Devontae Graham subbed in for Ingram. Leslie with the ball. Barnes outside. There's the three. Can't hit that one. And New Orleans will come the other way. Here is Daniels. He's got 5. That's tipped, and they're able to recover. Here's Murphy, and gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
1:29 left in the third quarter. Pass to Whiteside. Here's Najee. He's guarded by Murphy. The tray. And the rebound goes to Murphy. Pelicans trail by 17. Fades and shoots. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. Whiteside's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
And the shot goes in.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Barnes looking around. From deep. Pelicans with the rebound. Hayes has got 5 rebounds tonight. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Hayes throws it down.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition switch ignited.
Here is Daniels, covered by Barnes. And here's Daniels over Barnes. They get the rebound. Hayes. And so it's San Antonio. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Jackson Hayes. Then it's Jones. Then there's Devontae Graham. And it's Alvarado in at the point. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Wesley the pass to Vassell. Here's Najee. Out to the right wing. from downtown. Connects from three-point range. Vassell's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Spurs. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Spurs.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Vassell, the pass to Wesson. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Beyond the arc. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That is his first foul of the game.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early.
Checking it.
And then doing a great job with the box out.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that go into rebounding, guys. You need strength, you need positioning, but I think timing and a nose for the ball most important. And I think you're right. That's what got him that call, his physicality and strength. Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Irving against Graham. To the middle. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
You make your teammates better by giving them good passes. That one was perfect.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. Rebounded by the Spurs.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Irving kicks to Gafford. Back to Irving. And there's the call on Jones. That's foul number 2 for him. So for the Pelicans, Zion Williamson's checked in for Hayes, and it's C.J. McCollum in for Devontae Green. Hunter, no one around him, cans it from downtown. And the Spurs lead by 21.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And Clark, the NBA is supporting those players who use their platform for change. In 2021, the NBA created the new Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Award.
Yeah, that sends a really powerful message because those who have followed the career of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was my idol as I was growing up, know that he not only performed at the highest level between the lines, but he has always been a voice and an activist for social justice, for education, for doing what's right and decent. His career outside of basketball clearly embodies what being about human rights is all about. So that's a really powerful message, and one that I'm glad to see the NBA put forward.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Ingram wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson.
You know, he's always thinking. That's what I like about him. Spotted the open man and immediately changed out of his shot and gave it up.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Pelicans. Trailing by 17. Williamson with the bucket.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Back to Irving. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Pelicans have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Williamson kicks to Ingram. Misses the three. San Antonio leading by 15. McCollum against Irving. Dives to the hoop, and that one is good. Irving's got 19 points.
Slashing to the rim with so much precision and skill. Irving, nearly impossible to contain when he spots a lane and decides to drive.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
Yeah, that's an easy. We call those bunnies. That's what they need.
McCollum dishes to Williamson. Here's Ingram. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Irving with a clean look. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. He's got 24.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
McCollum made that one as his 7th of the contest. 7 for 15 from the floor.
Tell you what, guys, this has clearly been his half. When he's getting to a spot, shooting the ball with confidence, excellent turnaround for him.
Great player movement is always a constant in the NBA, but with more players on the move every year, the power balance can shift in the blink of an eye.
And we've seen it with the Lakers, right? Just a few years ago. The Nets and a few others. Not everyone, though, loves it, but it sure keeps things interesting.
Ingram knocking down the long 2. He's extremely effective from there.
Here's Irving. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Valanciunas has got 8 rebounds in this game. Jones, the pass to Williamson. Yes, that goes in.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Takes the 3. That one, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Ingram, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Number 14.
Well, you combine his athleticism with his length and his skill set. The versatility of Ingram is hard to guard against.
Both free throws, good for Ingram. San Antonio leading by 17. Now, here is Irving. Here's Hunter. Here he goes. And it's Hunter with the jam.
And what I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Irving against McCollum. Back to Irving. Hunter on the wing. For 3. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Williamson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Number 14. That's his 3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul.
It's Ingram on the wing.
Away team foul.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor.
That's his 4th personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Inside. And it's Valanciunas that time on the assist from Williamson. Valanciunas has got 4 this quarter.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Wesley the pass to Vassell.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Just 5 on the clock. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Here's Wesley. Good D by McCollum. And the Pelicans with the possession. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Ingram up top. Covered by Barnes. Now here's Jones. He's tightly guarded. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Williamson. And Wesley pulls it down. Spurs leading by 15.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Spurs.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
Hard to say now how the final 2 games between them will play out, but one thing's certain. I mean, they're going to go at each other. This has become a very intense matchup.
And now, let's take a look at the New Balance Player of the Game.
And when he's been on the floor, it has been a clinic in rim protection and shot blocking. He's played the defense of 3 men tonight,
his block total has gotten to a point you almost never see in an NBA game.
I don't think anyone in this building saw this coming. I'm sure that of the players who these fans thought would beat them, his name was not at the top of the list. Barnes outside. Fires for three. And they get it back. And another shot. That's short off the rim. And so Marshall will bring it up for the Pelicans. 17-point game. Here's Alvarado. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Here's Vassell. Wesley the pass to Najee. And here's Barnes for three. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks.